Make Madden great again. Madden has a lack of creativity problem. For those watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Before Madden became a daily clone of its game each year with different rosters, we used to actually have creativity and effort from the game developers. Madden reached its peak from 2004 through 2008. In the 2010s, the Madden creators still put effort into the game, but Madden really started to decline post Madden 21. In this video, I'm gonna break down what made these Madden games classics and how it turned into a lazy money grabbing franchise. Madden had several spin-offs and arcade style alternatives over the years. Madden used to have NFL Street. This is from 2004 through 2006. It was a fast-paced 7-on-7, no penalties. They had wall jumps, trick moves, and just exaggerated hits. NFL Street took place in hazardous urban areas. You know, places like construction yards, beaches, and alleys. Another thing that was cool about NFL Street was the way they dressed. They were dressed in street clothes and had hip-hop influence. This is one of the best alternatives from Madden. In 2008, we had NFL Tour. It's also 7-on-7 like NFL Street, but different. They had a different tone. Both had a single-player campaign and a 7-on-7, but NFL Tour didn't have the same power-ups and tricks, but was more realistic. Obviously, NFL Street was an open-world environment, but NFL Tour was in stadiums and arenas. NFL Tour replaced its trick moves from NFL Street. They replaced it with a timed reversal mechanic to break tackles or defend. NFL Tour emphasized high scoring and trick plays. There was a shaking tackle reversal system. The 2008 NFL Tour was a step down from NFL Street. This was largely criticized by fans. The critics and players considered it repetitive and had shallow modes. Although this wasn't a huge success, at least we got something alternative. In 2009, we had Madden Arcade. It's what the title says it is. It's an arcade version of Madden 5-on-5. Madden Arcade was simplified. First one to 30 points wins. You had 4 downs to score on a 60-yard field with no special teams. They had features called game changers. There would be things like freezing a player, which would be called frostbite for an entire play. There would be something called bonus play, which gives you an extra down. They had a flip-flop where it flips the scoreboard. They had fast pass, which is the QB throwing a supercharged pass. They had fumbleitis, which makes the ball carrier fumble. They had many different features. In my opinion, this is definitely a redemption from NFL Tour. Unfortunately, this would be the last arcade Madden game. They wouldn't release any more because they secured a long-term exclusive rights to produce simulation football games for the NFL. EA basically felt like they didn't need to create any more because they already marketed themselves and they financially didn't want to. Moving on to Madden 10. Madden 10 was one of the most respected Maddens. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald being on the cover already made me respect it. Alright, but for real though, Madden 10 originally got praised for introducing the pro tack physics in animation. This is when the animation started to change. It allowed gang tackles, dragging defenders for first downs, and multiplayer fumble piles. Madden 10 basically made the game feel more authentic. It also had deep GM level management by hiring coaches, managing the salary cap, not to mention the intro. Madden 10 had one of the best intros of all time. The trailer itself was already good, but the intro, you know, paying tribute to Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu, the Steelers and Cardinals Super Bowl. We should have won that, by the way. But anyways, yeah, man, it was just tough. The menu when you load up the screen was also really nice. Like, it was at like the bottom left, and then they used to use like kind of real life 3D-ish graphic pictures, but now it's just so generic how they put the player on the menu. But back to Madden 10, they also had all-time players. Then when you press play, it zooms into the scoreboard and makes you select different teams. Like, man, the intro and the menu screen, everything was just so peak. Madden 10 was the start of everything. Great gameplay, intro, trailer, franchise mode, everything was just perfect. This was the start. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 11. There isn't a crazy difference between the two, but Madden 11 improved QB mechanics and pocket passing. Receivers fighting for contested catches, they made it better. This is when we would see Madden to start taking up a notch a little bit with, you know, like the mechanics, the movement, the high point at catching the ball. They added more running animations and made them feel more explosive. Madden franchise got a small improvement compared to Madden 10, but now it's not a huge difference from Madden 10. Madden 11 did add a little more tweaks to it, but Madden 10 is better overall because the fans felt like it was more balanced and authentic. Although this one can go either way. Both great soundtracks, but overall I'm gonna give Madden 11 a 9 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 12. Madden 12 was also another banger. The graphics definitely took a step up, and there was over 100 new tackling animations, which is more realistic, which translates to the game more. They also added custom playbooks and just more realism in this game. This game also had one of the best intros of all time, just like Madden 10. Madden 12 was probably a top 5 Madden of all time. Madden 12 had custom teams, it had good tackling, physics, it got slightly toned down presentation, but it had an upgrade of franchise, running game, just gameplay in general. This Madden is definitely a 10 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 13. Madden 13 wasn't that bad, it was solid, but it's definitely not as good as the other three. Madden 13 probably has the best physics out of all the three of them, but it's sacrificed with that being things like customization and a good franchise setup. Madden 12 lets you relocate teams from like the cities and just as identities, but Madden 13 removed that and all the flexibility. Madden 13 was basically the most generic one out of all four of them. It probably had the worst soundtrack between the other ones too, because NFL was focusing on like licensed style music. The intro was still peak though, Ray Lewis's speech. Around this time, this is when Madden was in its glory days in the intro, so the intro kind of saves it too. But Madden 13 is when Madden would start to get less authentic. Madden 13 would lean towards more of its like online multiplayer modes. It had inconsistent animations and had a glitchy gameplay. This would, like I said earlier, this would take a step down, but this is when Madden would start to change its approach. I'll give Madden 13 a 7.5 out of 10. Now moving on to Madden 14, or should I say Madden 25. This is when Madden officially started to change. This is when it would go to the next gen, which would be that PS4 and the Xbox One era. The good things about this game was the tackles and big hits just looked more realistic. Even the running game too. So the graphics wasn't the only thing that looked more realistic about this game. Back when I played this game, for some reason, DBs just couldn't catch picks. They would always drop everything. That's one of the things I hated about this game. There was also glitches like players tripping over each other. Reasons why the fans didn't like this game was because there was no atmosphere. Commentary got repetitive and people felt like the offense had an advantage, which I somewhat agree with. A good thing is owner mode also returned to franchise. Another good thing is, like I said earlier, the gameplay. This is when it got more realistic. It had good presentation. But yeah, overall, this game was basically like a polished version of Madden 13. I'll give Madden 25 a 7.9 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 15. Madden 15 is when they would successfully transition on the new gen at the time. This game was liked by many of the fans. Prime Richard Sherman on the cover, which would be the first defensive player in history to be on a cover by himself. They upgraded the defense, like they actually made the defense playable and fun to use again, since in Madden 14 it was so bad. This is peak Legion of Boom era, peak NFL era in general. Even the graphics would still get better. Like you can clearly see the difference between Madden 14 and 15 graphics. The pass rush improved, the DBs could actually get picks, the linebackers had good tackling animations. So there were way more good than bad things about this game. The only bad things is people felt like the AI would be inconsistent, which is being things like the old linemen blocking. They would miss blocks, and it felt like there was too much animations. But overall, this is a good Madden. I'll give Madden 15 either like a 8.9 or 9 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 16. Madden 16 was another banger. Back to back, right after 15. This is another iconic cover, the Odell one-handed catch cover. This Madden had a great soundtrack, a good intro, just one of the best Maddens in the 10s era, just like 15. This is the best pass catching system. They added the aggressive catch, possession, run after catch. They added like a smooth gameplay and just good presentation. The only thing is people felt like the catch mechanics were overpowered. The franchise wasn't that good, and it felt like the defense just wasn't as good as the previous Madden. But Madden 16 is one of the best Maddens of all time. It's basically like Madden 15, but just a little more improvement. Like I said earlier, like the music, the intro, and improved in offensive catching. The only thing that probably took a step down was the defense, but yeah, I'll give this Madden 16, like a 9.1 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 17. Madden 17 is when Madden finally had the actual realistic look. They had Prime Gronk on the cover. Madden 17 probably has one of the best movements of all time. That was one of the best things about this game. Like the running was so fluid and like everything was just spot on, bro. The defense was used correctly, and then there was a new kick meter. Madden 17 is probably the best Madden post Madden 12 era. Plus the aggressive catch and yards after catch added from Madden 16. It just made Madden 17 one of the best. I'll give Madden 17 a 9.5 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 18. Madden 18 was okay. It's basically Madden 17 but with better graphics. People were also complaining that it just wasn't as satisfying as Madden 17. But overall, Madden 17 was more simpler. Madden 18 had a better franchise, and not to mention Longshot. Madden Longshot was one of the best things we had in this generation. Longshot had a good story mode. It was basically like 2K My Career in a way. But that was probably one of the best things about it. I'll probably have to give this one a tie with Madden 17, 9.5 out of 10. Now moving on to Madden 19. Now this is when Madden started to get lazy. Madden 19 made 0 major improvements. That smooth movement and transition the players used to have in the game was kind of going away. If anything, Madden 19 was getting worse. There was somewhat some realism, but it wasn't fully polished. It felt like they were going in a new direction of this. Madden 19 was really mediocre. The only thing that was solid was the franchise, long shot, and some of the defensive mechanics. Even then, that's really just the same thing as 18, except that some stuff was toned down. Madden 19 is a 7.5 out of 10. Now moving on to Madden 20. Now Madden 20 is one of the most praised games in the 20s decade. One of the reasons is because this is where Madden started to add in the X factor. This is a new feature at the time, and this is pretty much a good idea. You know, when players are on fire, they have a streak, they got the little thing going with their types of attributes. Now this was a good idea adding into the game. This Madden also had a great soundtrack, but at the same time, this Madden is heavily criticized, mostly because of stale game models. It's over monetized and has buggy animations. People basically felt like they were prioritizing the X factors over realistic animations and just gameplay in general, which I totally agree with. I'll give Madden 20 a 7.8 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 21. Madden 21 was liked by some of the fans for a nostalgic feeling, that being things like the music, the intro, which had a great intro by the way, but the gameplay was still heavily criticized by fans. Madden tried being creative here. For the X Factors, they gave each person with an X Factor their own ability, making a receiver unguardable, and they also added the yard, which is like a 6-on-6 flag football mode with arcade-like experiences and rules, but it ended up being a failure. There were glitches in the mode, and they had QBs playing both ways. The gameplay just was terrible. Madden 21 is when Madden started going towards that arcade aesthetic game mode. You can just tell Madden was trying to go like another direction and be creative, add something new, but like I said again, it just didn't work this time. Madden 21 was 5.5 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 22. Madden 22 fixed their gameplay and all just the errors in general. Madden franchise and Madden 22 was way better than Madden 21. They added more halftime gimmicks, added more halftime graphics, better intros, they improved the lighting and the crowd noise. Except the story wasn't that memorable. It was a short career mode, and there were just things about the game that wasn't realistic. Like the offensive line would ignore blitzers, they would just miss like easy blocks, just let the defenders run untouched. That's what frustrated like a lot of the fans. It was definitely better than 21, but the game was still mediocre in general, just like Madden 20. Madden 22, I'd say is a 6.9 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 23. Now Madden 23 wasn't that good. They were still lacking a lot of drip. Franchise was okay. Ultimate Team was the best thing about this, but outside of that, nothing. I'd say Madden 23 is a 6 out of 10. Moving on to Madden 24. Madden 24 had good gameplay, but it just lacked creativity and they didn't go deep enough in the game. Its biggest problem was that it lacked off-field modes and presentation. But all that aside, the franchise was way better, it upgraded from 23, and the players looked more accurate to real life than Madden 23. Madden 23's graphics just looked way worse than 24. Madden 24 just looks way more realistic. The linemen are bulkier, receivers are leaner, and the running backs have like a compact build. It just helped teams look more authentic. Madden 24 overall just felt more like an actual football game compared to 23. 24, they put a little bit of effort into the game, but off the field, that's the part where they failed. Madden 24 was overall definitely better than 23. I'll give 24 a 7 out of 10. Moving on to 25. Madden 25 was a huge step up compared to all the other Maddens. The biggest addition was Boom Tech. It was a new physics based on a tackling system. Instead of relying on mostly animations, players' weight mattered, the momentum, and the speed affected collisions. Timing hit sticks became more important. Bigger players just felt stronger. The gameplay was just a step up. They refined many more things in the game. They upgraded the defense, they had better zone coverage, smarter in man, they improved the pass rush, better in tackling, and this is when Madden reached a whole new level of graphics. They even upgraded the draft, franchise. Players could create custom teams, design uniforms, create logos, They improved Superstar mode. They had more animations. It wasn't a crazy jump, but it was most definitely noticeable. The creators definitely put their effort into this. But the things that people don't like is they feel like Madden 25 lacks depth. Madden 25 might be better than the previous ones, but they did the bare minimum. It may not be perfect, but again, they still did the bare minimum, so I'll give Madden 25 7.8 out of 10. Last one, Madden 26. Madden 26 was definitely another step up from 25. Madden 26 had great presentation, and this game overall just felt more realistic. Had great gameplay, the franchise is decent, great commentary, still continue to improve graphics. The only problem is people don't like the glitches in this game, but overall, Madden 26 was a great game. So far, the last two Maddens that have came out have been decent games overall, but the past several years, fans have been getting repetitive Maddens. Things I would also recommend, I don't know, EA, I feel like they could add like a 7-on-7 mode, you know, pick 7 players, like basically a blacktop version, but for Madden. 7 defensive and offensive players, you know, receivers, DBs. Need like a blacktop version for Madden. Not a separate alternative, but like at least in the game. Another thing they should add is also like all-time teams. Like for example, I don't know, like 2014 Seahawks or 2015 through 16 Panthers. Maybe we should get something like that. But yeah, man, that's it for today. Madden just has a lack of creativity problem.